So what's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. Today we're going to review a caffeine supplement. Yeah, that's what I said, a caffeine supplement. Told you guys this year I was going to review what I use and what I've been using and how it delivered, whether it was going to be hitting on YouTube or not. So this is not just caffeine. This is a caffeine, Dynamine, and Teacrine. And this is by Factory here. I've tried a few of their products. Their ingredients seem to be quality. So I haven't had any trouble with their ingredients. I haven't tried a lot of their products because some of their pre-workouts and pump formulas and stuff are just so basic. And I just never have been kind of like intrigued to actually give it a go. So if someone wants to send me one, Factory, you want to send me some products, I'll definitely run them and review them. So getting right into the ingredient profile, Factory Caffeine, Dynamine, and Teacrine. So let's fill the ingredient profile and jump right into this. We got caffeine anhydrous at 125 milligrams. Caffeine anhydrous. What does it do? We all know what it does. It wakes you up by blocking adenosine receptors. The other things it does, we've talked about this as far as in pre-workouts. It helps with calcium release in the muscles for contractions and power output, which can help with activity level. So if you're not in the gym, it's just going to help with you moving more. This also, if you guys don't know, this helps with brain-derived nootropic factor in the brain, the protein. So it helps with brain health as far as protecting brain neurons. This has effects on serotonin, dopamine, and GABA by activating the receptors. So that's why when you take caffeine, you get a feel-good feeling along with it. It's just not super enhanced like a massive nootropic effect. It's all done naturally just from the aspects of it blocking adenosine receptors, mobilizes fat, which then spikes adrenaline. So all these facets come into play, affecting the cognitive function and focus. So this is considered a stimulant because it can raise blood pressure and it can raise heart rate. I'm not that sensitive with caffeine, but a lot of people are. 125 milligrams is less than a cup of coffee. So most of you guys are going to be able to tolerate that as well. What's nice about this particular ingredient or this particular supplement is these other two ingredients are synergistic with caffeine, and they do not elevate the blood pressure or the heart rate. And you don't build up a tolerance to them. They've done studies to where people have taken these ingredients for 4 weeks straight with no tolerance build up like you might get with caffeine. I think one study was 8 weeks straight and no tolerance was built up. So very good ingredients. They consider them non-stimulant because they do not elevate the heart rate or the blood pressure. But to me, there's stimulant type effects. So, you know, apples, oranges, glass half empty, glass half full. I consider them stimulants. They just don't have massive effects, bad effects on the body. And they're great ingredients to use other than caffeine if you're looking for more of a health hit, because there have been no adverse effects. Actually, I think Teacrine is an antioxidant that is shown to have liver benefits, and Dynamine is an antioxidant that's been shown to have anti-inflammatory effects. So both healthy ingredients to be stacking in kind of a supplement like this. So we'll get into the aspects of these. Dynamine, what does it do? It's 75 milligrams. This activates dopamine in the brain. That's the major thing in this for cognitive function and focus. And you literally feel this come in about 25 minutes on it if you're on an empty stomach. In about 30 minutes, it elevates, probably peaks around 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And it's a nice little kick. Now, they don't know for sure if it just elevates dopamine or if it helps with dopamine reuptake as far as stopping the reuptake and the reabsorption of dopamine. For me, I've taken it on its own. I believe it does a little bit of both because it does last for a good 2 hours or so, 3 hours. 75 milligrams, like I said, I'll let you guys know how this thing hits at 75 milligrams. I've taken higher dosages with more of a hit. So when you activate dopamine, this is going to give you the cognitive function, the focus, but it's also going to give you that feel-good feeling, and it's supposed to help you be motivated and driven. Then we got Teacrine at 50 milligrams. So Teacrine these are both alkaloids, Dynamine and Teacrine, of the Chinese kucha tea leaf, and they basically are cousins to caffeine, just like theobromine. Cousins, sisters, brothers, relatives, whatever you want to call it. And Teacrine has been shown to have a super nice synergistic effect with caffeine. So what Teacrine does is Teacrine will enhance the effects of caffeine a little bit, depending on how much is in there. And caffeine helps with the absorption of teacrine. So super interesting. Now, teacrine does a little bit more, in my opinion, than Dynamine, and it lasts for a good 6 hours. So this is going to help you come down off of any kind of stimulatory issues that you might have as far as tiredness and stuff like that coming down. So you do not need some kind of a slow acting caffeine for this thing. You will come off of this thing real easy because you're going to be kind of left with this awakenness for a while. Now, teacrine does block the adenosine receptors. Dynamine massages the adenosine receptors, so it decreases the sensitivity of the adenosine receptors, allowing less adenosine to be attached to it. So teacrine is like caffeine more as far as the way it hits. It also hits the dopamine and I believe serotonin receptors in the brain for cognitive function and focus and feel good. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I forgot to say. I don't think so. So we'll jump into the effects. So how did it do? Did it give enhanced mental clarity, support cognitive function, and improve focus and concentration? So we'll jump right into this. Let's keeping it real here. So it's one tablet. You take one tablet. I'm going to tell you right now, the caffeine hit doesn't feel like 125. It feels like a little over 200. So with this combination, you feel like you've been hit with a little bit over 200 milligrams of caffeine. So not a big giant hit, but you know, if you're trying to keep caffeine low, then you know, take a 125, feels like 225, you're saving yourself a little bit. The cognitive function and focus is I wouldn't say it's a super nootropic hit, because the way this hits, it's more productivity to actually do things without trying to recall what you've done. So you can actually get into something and it's not really like a recall memory that you have. So it's not, to me, it's not something you would be able to, that I would recommend studying off of, because it's just, the memory's just not there in my opinion. It's more about motivation, productivity, and moving. I would imagine this would hit everybody differently, but for me, it wasn't kind of a memory type formula. Energy, focus, feel good. So when this thing does hit, you do feel the dopamine, slight. So it's not a big giant hit. It does enhance the effects of the caffeine. So to me, this whole thing is like taking 225 milligrams of caffeine with a little extra benefits on mood and a little extra benefits on focus. I mean, I'd say focus is a little bit more than a little. So there's more focus than there is mood, and then comes the energy on this. So it's not a bad product. How did I take this? So how do I take this? So I have quite a few left. I've taken quite a few. I got a little bit left in the bottle, but I've had this for about 2 months, and I take this as needed. So if I've had a day where I have had 400 milligrams of caffeine, I've done a pre-workout, and I'm driving around and I'm just like, I need to pick me up, one of these. Boom, 20 minutes, 25 minutes on an empty stomach, my brain awakes and I'm awake. The thing you have to watch out for is the teacrine. If you've already taken caffeine during the day and you do it that way, the teacrine will keep you awake for a good 6 hours. I mean, you'll feel that underlying that awakenness in the brain. It's not that you can't go to sleep. It's not that it's going to affect your sleep. It's a hit. So it hits, but not extreme. It's just this awakefulness that comes down, and you do not crash on this thing at all. So I'll let you guys know that now. I've taken this when I've had to go to work at that 10:50 to 2:50 at night, and I've taken a nap from like 8 to 9 p.m. and I get up and I'm a little groggy. I'll pop one of these pills, and 30 minutes later, I'm awake. I'm not like super energized, but my brain's awake, it's functioning, and it's firing. So a very good product to have on a shelf. It's not something that's like a horrible buy. It serves a purpose if that purpose falls within your life as well. Like it's something that you need. The other way I've taken it is I have done it in a pre-workout, and I've literally taken one pill of these and 2 caffeine pills at 100 milligrams. So I'll take a total of 325 milligrams of caffeine with a little bit of Dynamine, a little bit of Teacrine, and boom, it's like the perfect hit of energy for me in the gym. Now I may stack like a Epicat or something on it, just for a little bit of pumps, just if I'm trying to dial down, you know, all the freaking nootropic ingredients and all the stuff you get in the pre-workouts nowadays, fully loaded stuff. So it's, I mean, like I said, it's nice to have around, but if you're gonna use it for a pre-workout and you're used to 300 milligrams of caffeine, 350, and a really good hit and some nootropics to it, then you're gonna have to buy some caffeine pills. A 200 milligram caffeine pill is stacked with this, or some 100 milligram caffeine pills to actually stack with it, just to, you know, try it out. Try 100 with it, so you have 225 milligrams of caffeine, and then the 75 milligrams of Dynamine and the 50 milligrams of Teacrine. 2 pills of this at one time. I'll tell you something right now. This is supposed to help with jitters and stuff, but I took 2 pills of this one time, and it made me jittery. So I wouldn't suggest taking 2 pills. So hey, Jack Factory's caffeine, Dynamine, and Teacrine. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. We will see you next time on the channel. Have a good one.